Hey guys, and welcome to the first episode in a new playthrough we're going to do based on Factorio. Factorio is a sandbox style defense, I guess maybe kind of like a little bit of a towery defense kind of deal as you get attacked quite often, but more of a factory building type simulation in a way. It's very strange, but it is really addictive and really fun. So without further ado, let's get in. We are now playing the newest version that just came out today. It is 0.80. The game is $13 and can be found at www.factorio.com. I will try to remember to put a link in the description. I will not promise though, because so anyhow, let's get into the game. We'll start a new game, brand spanking new. We'll go to big for the size of these. Big, let's turn enemy bases to low, very small, and very poor. And we'll make ours big. Okay, so what we've done here, these are the options that you can set up. Now you can use normal terrain segmentation, low, very low, and high. I don't know exactly what that does, but I think it's how the land's put together. In other words, bigger chunks of forest, bigger chunks of desert, bigger chunks or smaller chunks, vice versa. How much water you want, the size of it. And then the frequency, size, and richness of everything that can be done in that category. Grass, dirt, sand. The important ones are iron ore, copper ore, stone, and coal. These are the ones that your resources that you're going to be using to make things. So that's why I kind of jib a little bit and put them on big, but I don't mess with the richness. I leave the richness at regular because you can literally set this on very good, and you can find it keeps you from having to move and find new resources. Basically, is where it hurts. It hurts the explorative part of the game because you won't need to eventually set up a train station and use trains to shuttle or anything like that to shuttle ores and stuff to your factory if you put that on too high. In fact, I put it on and got all the way through the entire tech tree and whatnot and never had to move. I just sat at one base. So if that's what you want, if you want to just find, a big iron resource and make it yours and use that for the entire game and not have to worry about expanding out, building trainways and railways or figuring out a way to transport, iron from another place, you just want like one permanent resource, then you would want to set these, to very good, the richness. And it will put so much iron in each little iron node that you'll never use it all up. I mean, it's just ridiculous how much there is. But seeing as to how we want to show all that, we want to show everything in the game, we'll use this. Now, I did change them from normal to big, or from medium to big. And that's just so that I have a bigger platform to start on. They will run out just as quickly, or just about as quickly, because as you'll see when we generate the planet here, they're not going to be that big. All right, so we've got, that's actually pretty dadgum huge. That's a lot of coal. And there's some iron. And we got some copper up there, and some copper over here, and we got water. So this is actually a pretty good place. We got some copper, iron down there. We got stone. This is going to be a really good place to start. The only thing that's bad is that the copper's way over here. And it doesn't look like it's that far, but if you watch my little guy running, it's actually a pretty good ways over there. I'm zoomed all the way out just so that we can, set up. But yeah, I think we're going to start right here. We'll probably end up building out here. And once I get a flamethrower, I can burn down all these trees, and then we can just progress south. Looks like there's a big copper node south of us here on the map. Right there, you can see it, and some iron or some copper and some coal. Yeah, there is. Looks like there's copper and some coal over here, but I don't see coal, so I don't know. Maybe it's just an anomaly on the map. But we got a bunch of copper. We'll eventually have to move down into that copper because as you can look, if you hover in it, see down there on the bottom it says amount 379. Now each one of these little squares has so much copper in it. And as you're using the mining drills, they'll drill it up. And when it's gone, it's empty. So there's only so much. And this is all with normal. So I'm going to eat through these materials relatively quickly. Well, not super quickly, but we'll see. All right, first off, you start the game. Here it is. Let me pause it. You start the game like this. You have nothing. I mean, oh wow, no. Actually, I do have a few things. They've changed. They've changed it. You actually start with a burner mining drill and a stone furnace. Let's see. E brings up your inventory. Used to be you only started with this. That's all you had. So yeah, they've changed some things around a little bit. They've given you a little starter furnace and a mining drill. Well, we're going to put the mining drill right here on some coal. And you right click to place something. And it opened it up for him. That little red symbol that you're seeing right there indicates that it needs some type of fuel. So if we right click on it, you can see that the fuel thing's empty. I'm going to go into E, and the first thing you want to do is make one of these iron axes. So there, I've made an iron axe. It automatically equips it right there. So if I now hold left mouse button, I get the coal from there. And I get it relatively quickly. It's not extremely slow. Now, if you don't make the axe, you can still mine if you run out of metal or something. You can still get this stuff, but it's just really, really slow. It takes about 4 or 5 times as long to get each one. So we're going to wait till we get about 15 coal, 12, and it shows you there in the little thing popping up, plus 1 coal, and then a total of how many you have. All right, I've got 15. Now, if you right-click on this, it'll open up this window. You can hold Shift now and click on that, and it'll put all of it in there. That will then start this to working. What I also need to do is come down here and find me a tree. Now, do we have some trees? I thought they were right down here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. The iron axe works for everything. It's basically your go-to tool. It's universal. It does all this. It trees, it does iron, it does coal, it does all of that. So in these pools, you will see fish. There they are right there. If you hold the button left click on them, you will pick them up. Notice how I put it down here in my inventory. Damage minus 20 physical. If I eat this, it will heal me for 20 hit points. So it's actually pretty good to do. Now what I just did was I went and grabbed trees. And why? It's because I need to make some chests. So I'm going to make about 6 chests. I'm probably only going to need a couple right now, but they're good to have. So, and you can keep walking around and see how they're automatically making them down here. You can keep walking around and stuff while stuff's being crafted. You're okay. Hit Q to put stuff away. E brings up your inventory. You can move between your inventory and your hotbar. And then Q or E closes it, and then if you've got something in your hand, you're placing something down. If you hit Q, it puts it away. Also, Q will swap between weapons if you have more weapons and you don't have something in your hand. That gets kind of annoying because sometimes you'll hit Q to put something away and it'll change your weapon, and then you'll end up not noticing that, going about fighting and doing whatnot. And let's put this furnace down, and then and then you'll end up on the wrong weapon when you get attacked. If you hold down Control and you click on left click on a crate, it will give you everything that's inside of it. Same thing for these buildings, these furnaces, these actual things you use. If you left click on them, it will give you what's inside of it, the finished products. So let's put some of that in there, and we need to come in here and we need to get some iron so that we can make some more iron plates and get us another coal burner going over here on the iron. Basically, starting out, the game starts out really, really slow, and you know, but that's to be expected with most games of this nature. Now, you're thinking, this is kind of silly. Well, it literally packs up. I mean, trust me, it really punches up. This game starts out like this, really slow, but within a couple hours, everything will be fully automated. I will have coal being driven to my heat things for my water. I will have electricity running. I will have electricity engines or drills mining this that will be spitting it out on these conveyor belt systems that will be running it to the furnaces, which will then be smelting it and turning it into these iron plates, as you can see. And I just right-clicked on the thing and it opens up its window. Then you get over here and I can pick it up and put it down, or I can hold Shift and left-click it and it'll automatically transfer it into my inventory. Just like out here, how Control, right there, it gave me 1 iron plate. Because that's all that's done. Now if I watch, there's no more iron in there to be done, so we'll go get some more iron. But let's check and see what we need to make another, go into production, what we need to make another drill. We need a stone furnace, so I need to go get some stone. I happen to know what makes a stone furnace. If you don't know what is used to produce something, hang on, let me get 5 of these and I will show you how. You hit the E key, it brings up this is your crafting window. The first window is logistics, chests, inserters, and the transport belts. The second one is production, things that make things or things that are made by things. There's a burner mining drill. If you hover over it, it tells you need 3 iron plates, 3 iron gear wheels, and 1 stone furnace. Well, there's a stone furnace, requires 5 stone. Now, I can manually go in and I could manually click this, and it will make a stone furnace, and right here it is. It put the stone furnace in my inventory. Notice I can still make this, and it'll show you in white means that I have that item currently. The yellow, like the 3 iron gear wheels, means that it will have to sub-produce those items. I can click over here and I can make 3 iron gear wheels, which take 2 iron plates. I have 15 iron plates, so I've got plenty. The little white number is how many you can currently make right now. I can make 7. So I could click on this iron gear wheel 3 times and make it, or I can just click this burner drill and the game will automatically produce anything, any of its subparts if you could click here and make them. In other words, if you have the materials to make them, it will make them for you. So you don't have to individually, a burner mining drill, I need 3 iron plates, 3 iron gear wheels, 1 stone furnace. All right, let's make a stone furnace. Let's make 3 iron gear wheels. Then you don't have to do that. You can just click this, and as you see down here, it's making the 3 gears. Now it's making the furnace. And even if it's 5 components that it has to make, if you've got the materials to make all 5 components, it will craft all 5 components for you. Now this is just for starting. As we progress along in the game, let's set this down on the iron, then we don't have to manually dig iron so much. And then hit Q to put that away. Let's go grab this coal. Control and left click. See, I just got 60 coal. They've improved the mining drills, these burner drills, their speed in this last patch. They used to be kind of slow. By that time, normally, I would have went up there and I'd had about 20, maybe 20 coal at the most by then. But let's get some more stone, because we need to make at least another, probably 3 more mining drills. I want 1 more on the iron, 1 more on the coal, and then 1 on the copper. So we'll need 15 stone to do that, because it's 5 per stone furnace, plus we'll then need the metal plates. The furnaces, as we've seen, are made completely out of metal and just stone. So now there's the slowliness. That's my tool finally broke. See how much slower that is? But we've got enough iron plates, so we'll just make another one. And you just keep making them as you need them. It's not a big deal. Let's go over here and get this. 15 more coal. Let's go over here and grab this iron. Hopefully it'll be a bunch. Yeah, 14. That's really a lot better. It used to be really slow. But as I'm saying, and as I'm going on, I'm going to keep talking to you about what the game does in this first episode, and then from this episode on, I will then just be talking about what I'm doing. But as we're playing, as we progress, the game itself will actually, let's go ahead and make all 3 of them. Now you can hurry them up, make them ahead of time while you're waiting for other materials. Now let's control, there we go, we got another one. So I'm going to put this one over here on the iron, because the iron is what seems to be holding back. So we'll just set it right there, and you can hover it, and if you look over to the right, it'll tell you it's got 1,100 so 1,100 iron up underneath it, and wherever it's laid, it takes a tally of all of the iron. So if I'd stuck it here in the middle, right here on these 4, because these take 4 slots, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Had I put it here, if you count that all up, 800, 779, 824, and 868, if you add all that together, that's what it'll show down in the bottom right over here. 1.8K on that one, and 1.1K for that one. So let's get some coal in there, and let's get a box down. And the reason you need to make the wooden boxes is so that it has somewhere to put the deposit. It mines it up, pops it out into the box, and you have to have a box in front of it. Did you see the little yellow arrow right here to the left? That is the part of the machine where it's going to spit it out. You have to put the box in line with that yellow arrow. Just like whenever we start building transport belts, you'll have to run a transport belt and make sure this is pointing towards it. Now, if I hit the R button, it rotates the machine, as you can see. Ooh, there's a police car. Just had to blow a siren right outside my house. Woohoo! Somebody's going to jail. And it ain't me. It's wonderful. But, all right, this guy over here, it needs some coal. So let's pick up some coal, and then we'll put, here's another one. Holding shift and right clicking will put approximately half of what you have inside the machine. Holding shift and left clicking will put all of what you have inside the machine. Typical for games like this. So I mean, that's nothing, unprecedented. Now I want to get another furnace going soon, but not quite yet. In fact, yeah, let's go ahead and put one, and then we'll go get 5 more stone for the other one for the copper. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, a little bit more detail about everything. If you hit E, E brings up that window. Let me put some coal in here, and let's see if we can't get us another drill made, and we can. So we'll go put this one. Where was the copper at? Way the heck over here. We'll walk over to get let's get some coal first. All right, we got 12. That's enough to get started at least. If you hit E, it brings up the crafting window. Now, I haven't shown you all the crafting window. We will eventually see it all, but there's the energy stuff, which is the stuff that helps you build pipes and pumps and electric stuff, furnaces. And then here's your combat stuff, which you can use 2 iron plates to make gun magazines. I have 10 magazines, so I don't need any yet. Radar brings up brings up your map. Radar pings a square area around it and lets you see all activity in that area. So radar's actually pretty good, but they both are it's electrical. So you have to wait until you get into electricity, which we will get into probably in this episode, or really, if not this one, the next one. Because electricity is what you go for first. I'm using these little burner things to get started, just to get enough iron so that I can build a pump and the thingies that you use, the other stuff for that. All right, there's all of that. Oops, I actually meant to do that. And, okay, that one I didn't put anything in yet. So let's go grab all of this, control and left click. And what we're going to do for this time is use this to cook all these down. And we're going to grab whatever coal's in there, which is only 6. We're going to head over here to the copper. We're going to grab the few copper that we've got, because we don't need a ton of copper to get started with electricity. And that's what you're trying to do at the beginning, is get going with electricity. So let's put that in there. It seems like the coal is burning up faster too, because I think I had 24 in there and I only had 10 that time. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe I put the 24 in this burner. Yeah, I did. I put it in the burner. Never mind. Scratch that. Let's control and grab these. Damn, there's another 22. Let's put it all in there. We'll grab these iron plates, 34, 45 total. That should be enough to get started. Let's hit E. Another key is T. Now, these are the only hotkeys that you're really going to use. Q to put stuff away and also change your weapon. If you're putting something away, it will not change your weapons. Like if I've got this out and I hit Q, notice it won't change my weapon. But if I don't have something out and I hit Q, it will change me to the next weapon. Now, I'm sure that can be changed in hotkeys if you want to. E will bring up this window, which is your inventory and crafting window, and then T brings up the technology window. All of these technologies require technology packs, science packs. The first one is key technology for large-scale production. It requires 10 in time, which is just a base allotment of time, and 10 red science packs. This is usually the first one you want to learn because it allows you to make your first assembly machine. This will then enable electronics to be learned. Right now, electronics is red, meaning that I can't learn it. Yellow, you can learn. Red, you cannot yet. Red means that you need to unlock something else. This, as it shows, requires automation. Once I learn automation, it will allow Automation 2, Automation 3, Advanced Electronics, Electric Distribution, Lab Efficiency, and so on. These science packs to start can be manually made. If you click on this and you go into E and you look over here, you will see that I need copper plates and iron gear wheels to make science packs. I'm mining copper over there. I'm mining iron here. So if I had the iron plates, once they get converted in here, I can then make the gear plates. What we are going to do is build a little starter factory here, though, by going into E, going to energy, which is all of your things to create with, and we need to make a pump. So we need electric circuits, which means I need to burn some of this copper, because you need copper. You have to make copper wiring. All right, so let's go into here. We'll take this 15 out. We'll put the copper in there. We'll put this in there. Now we have one doing iron, one doing copper. All right, what's up? Why'd you turn off? Oh, that's why. I had iron plates in there. Be careful about your Qs. If that Q, like I just swapped the metal, if it has something other than what it's making now, like if I was to put or iron back in there and I do not empty the outlet, the output or whatever, it'll stop. It won't. It will only produce one. Just like these machines, if there's not a box or a transit belt or something in front of that yellow arrow where it can dump the stuff out, it will dump one out and then stop working. It won't do anything until you either A, walk up and hit F, which will pick up things on the ground, or it's removed somehow. All right, there's all 11 copper plates. So now if I go in and look, I can see I can make the iron gear wheel. Why? Because I have enough copper and metal to make all 3 mini components. Now I can go here and I could, again, make the electric circuit, which is going to use 1 iron plate and 3 copper. But I can do it all from here, and you'll see the list of stuff as it makes them all. Making the copper, making the circuits, making the pipes, then making the pump. Now, we come down here, and if you click on the pump, notice how it's red. That means that there's no connection to land. So let's turn it around, and there it goes. It turns green. So we're going to put it right, let's do down here, right about here, and then you right-click to place it. Now what we need is some pipes. So we're going to make about 10 pipes. Actually, we'll make 15. And then we need some boilers. So I'm going to make a boiler, and as you see, it's all doing it down there, and I can still go about my work. So I can go ahead and start picking up some of this. Actually, what I'm going to do, because we're going to be making a lot of these eventually, what do I need? I need stone furnaces, so I need enough of these to make 3. I need 2 more, 4, and it's starting to get dark. Early on in the game, you really don't have to worry about the day-night cycle, but you will eventually, because I will get attacked. I mean, there are little freaking creepy crawler thingies. I can't remember what they're called, but they are here, and they are active out here. Let's find our coal deposits. There it is. I need to get some coal out of here, and I need to put some in there so that it keeps doing it. So let's go with about half into that. Let's check this. I still need the copper for that. So I got 50 of them in there. I got plenty of iron plates now. All right, let's put some more. We'll put or the rest of that coal in there. I'm going to grab the few that it's probably done for. We're going to go get the copper. And this is what the beginning of the game is like. It's you running back and forth like a chicken with your head cut off. But once you get electric going, you can stop with all this coal. The only thing that you're going to have to use the coal for at that point, 72, yes. We're going to put that 4 in there. The only thing that you're going to be using coal for, really, is for the heaters for the water. We'll grab this stuff. We're going to keep these going. They're stopped. That means that they don't have it. Look at all that. Whew. Yeah, they made them a lot faster. These used to be really creepy crawly, kind of slow. I mean, crawling and crawling and crawling. All right, we got a bunch of pipes. Now, let's get onto this. So let's zoom in some so we can see. Notice how the pipe connects to it. Some of the things are weird the way that you use them, like the transit belts and stuff. But the pipes generally, as long as it will connect to something. Let's grab that guy. Hit Q to put it away. Grab that fish. As long as it will connect to something, you're generally okay. Now, I always like to come off of that with 2. And the reason why is notice how it makes that little blue water bubble. All right, that actually shows you that water is flowing. That's all, the only purpose I use it for. And then you come off with these burners. Now what these do, these boilers, is they heat it up. Let's go, oh, I forgot to put this stuff up right here. Let's hit Q. Grab that one. No, I can't even grab it. It's in the crate now. But I don't have any coal. Let's go grab some coal. See, I get so ahead of myself. And you will too, as you'll see. All right, let's grab, there's 25 coal. That'll be plenty for, oh, I should have put that over there. Let's do that. Okay, here's another cool thing about this game. If you hover something and left click it, you pick it up. It takes a couple seconds, but you pick it up. If there's anything in it, it will automatically be placed in your inventory. So you're good to go. So we're just going to put that guy right there. We're going to put the crate. See, you can even see the chute when you put it down. I'm going to put the crate there, put it up. We're going to right click, or left, yeah, right click on that guy. And then we're going to put all that in there, and then it'll start spitting out block for us, and we're going to help because we need a few. We've got to make about, I don't know, I'm going to make about 4 of these burners at least. So we need about 15 coal at least. All right, we need one more. Come on, one more. There we go. All right, so let's go here, and we're going to make 3 of these. And it'll produce everything. It'll make the furnace, then it'll make the boiler for us. And I like to put about 4 of them together, like that. And then I like to come off of it with more pipe. Now, and then I'll take, and what I'll do is I'll like come down. And the reason for this is so that I can continue running across like so, and I can put multiple rows of these, what I'm about to make, these big steam engines, which is where? There. And I can make 5. So we'll make 3. Each of these, it shows you right there, the maximum power output's 510 watts. So they actually put out some power. Now this is the actual burners. You need to feed these with coal. So what we will need to do eventually is run this coal on a transit belt down and then across. And that's, notice how I put it down here like this. I'll keep going and I'll run my furnaces down. But the coal will come down on transit belts and across, and we'll use arms, little inserters, to grab the coal off the belt, and it'll feed it into the burners. Right now, though, manually, we're going to go do it. So we're going to take half. There we go. We're going to put about. Also, you can hold it and right-click. So I'll put 6 in that one. We'll right-click there. I can put 6 in that one. Then we'll right-click there. I can put 6 in that one. And then I'll right-click here, and I'll put 6 in this one. So we'll put the rest of it in that one. Now if you watch this water temperature, the water temperature will slowly start to rise once you attach a furnace. Notice it's not doing anything right now. Water temperature 15. But if I take one of these steam engines, turn it around, all right, why ain't it connecting? Oh, there we go. All right, notice now that the water temperature is starting to shoot up because it's actually being pumped. This water is being pumped into the steam engine, and it's not doing anything. Oh, it is, but it's very slowly doing it there. All right, let's take this one off and see if that helps it. Now, I have noticed in the past that this will glitch at times. All 4 of these are kicking off, though, so this all should slowly be going up. And another thing is I think you may have to draw power from it. So let's go here and make a telephone pole or 2. And there we go. And we'll put one there. And this is all still 20 and 26 degrees, and I don't quite know why. Let's try making some more burners, which we need more stone. All right, so let's make a few of them now. We'll put 6 on there, or 7 on there, which should be more than enough. Let's go get some coal. They've made some tweaks to the game, so some things have been changed, which is good. You know, that it's all good, really. All right, now let's put these 3 on here. 1. Oh, you automatically overwrite whatever's there when you place stuff. So we'll put half, and then half of that. Here we'll go and we'll put half, and here we'll go and we'll put the rest. And let's see if that increases it. We're still at 65, 26. So I'm thinking something's wrong with the piping. So let's go and do it some more. All right. Water temperature 95. Steam engine. I can't do it yet. I gotta pick that up. All right, there we go. Now it's working. 97. Water temperature 96. All right, so we're good. Now you can daisy chain these off of each other like this. See how I'm daisy chaining them? You have to be within range. If it's yellow, it means that you're too far away. Like, see how it's green? That means that I can place it. If it turns yellow, I need to go closer to that area. So there we go. We got 3 of these bad boys going. You have to connect them together in a series, basically with your power cables. 8, 10. Each one of these makes 2, as it shows you. Or it don't show you, but when you hover it, it says 2 small electric poles. So let's connect them all together, and then we will connect them to our main line here, like that, and we're good. Now I can't really use it right now because I don't have any of the electrical mining drills. I need more copper. But that's the next thing. You build your basic little power station down here, and this is going to build my electricity. I've got plenty of stuff going. I'm going to have to keep checking this to make sure that it's got plenty of coal for right now until I can get a belt-driven, coal delivery system going. But other than that, you go into there, and now as you see, we can make 4 of them. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And look at all the stuff it's got to make them. Now, had I right-clicked, it would have tried to make 5. Instead, made 4, and these would be in like 5 little things down here, but making more of them, which is fine. And we are just about done with this episode, but I'm going to run it just a few minutes long so that we can see the electrical one started, which is done. So basically what I'm going to do now is in order to keep it efficient, is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to put them right along this. I want 2 here, and I'm going to put 1 over here. And I'm going to put it right here. Hitting R to turn it. I got to be closer. And there we go. It's down. Now, notice it says that it needs power. Well, that's easily remedied. You wait, you watch the wire. See how the wire disappears? That will not connect to your thing. That will. So we're going to run like so, get closer, like so, and then like so. And now all of them are running. Now watch, they'll produce 1. Here it goes. And it spits it out on the ground there, and it doesn't do anything. That is because there's nothing there to catch it. Now I could put chests there, but I'm going to do another thing. If you hold the right mouse button delay, and then you start walking, and keep holding the right mouse button, notice how it does that. It will automatically place them at the maximum length as you're walking. That makes it really convenient if you want to run a certain direction. What we need to do is we need to make a bunch of transit belts. Now, I don't have the iron gear wheels to make a bunch, but we should have some more iron. I hope. No, we don't. We don't have any made. We've got to smelt some more. We've got about 350 though, so we'll just do iron in 2 of these. Actually, I need to left click. All right, there we go. So we've got iron going in them, and I'm gonna grab this coal. And what we're going to do is the most important one is this one coming off the coal, off this. So we're going to do this one first, like so, like so, like so. And then if you hit R, notice how it turns. It'll turn the belt. Well, I don't need a fancy turn. What I need is it to come all the way down. Can I make some more now? No, I still need iron. Get these iron plates. Come on, baby, make me some iron plates. I can make 7 more though, which will give me 14. Every one of these you make gives you 2. So now let's see. And we need to be up 1. That way the inserters can be there. All right, we still need to make more. But as you'll see, when we get down here, we can make a V in it, and it'll see how it's carrying. It's digging it, and it's still carrying it down. That's how you move stuff from one place to another. So we've almost got this done. Yeah, they're out of coal, but I just don't care right now. I will resupply them. There's another 12, which will let me connect this and get partially part of the way there. Now, there you go. Hit R and it turns it. See? And then you can just run it along here. And I need about another half dozen, maybe dozen or so of them, about 10 of them. So we'll just wait. We've got more than enough of this going. I'll put some if I need it. I don't need. Yeah, I do there. We'll put that in there. Put some more of that in there. Throw some more of that in there. Control, we'll grab them. We'll hit, there we go. That's 14 more. That'll be plenty. All right, come on, come on, come on. All right, we need some more. Still, a couple more. What I'm doing now, though, is that I'm basically providing a transit system in order to get the coal to there. And I will then move my furnaces, which are up here, probably put them right here in a pile, and then I will do the same thing with these and run a transit system to them. Now, what do you do when you get done with the transit system, you might ask? Well, you build these inserters. And I need electric, so that means that I need copper. And I should have copper, not much though. So let's go grab the copper real quick. This is going to be about a 40-minute episode. I'm really sorry if you're time, dependent, worried about time. But this will be the only one that will extend past the 30 minutes, and that's just so that we can get this initial, this is what you got to do out of the way. Plenty of iron, or copper rather. But I've explained what I'm doing, so if you're running short on time, feel free to go ahead and end the episode. I put that up, put that up, put that up, get that in there, because I need some copper. I got 46 though. What the heck? Why are you telling me that I can't? Oh, I can. I can make 1, 2, 3, 4 more. Now here's what you do with these bad boys. You aim them at the direction that you want them to supply product to. The line is from the direction that they are going to supply product from. So when I place this guy here, and this guy, and this guy, and this guy, and this guy. They're not going to want to work. Why? Because they don't have any electricity to them. So what I need to do is I need to make some more electric lines. And I have enough to make 7. So I'm going to make, in fact, I'm going to do it twice. So that'll give me 14. Or actually 10. Because you get 2 per. So what I'll do is this. 1. And I need to cover this one because there's 2 more there. 2. If you hover with the thing up, it'll show you all of your current power blocks. Inside that blue is powered. Outside is not. So notice that all these are working now, but they're not doing anything, and I'll show you why. If I go into this and I take the coal out of it, there it goes. It'll start applying coal into it. They have a tendency to only put up to about 5 or 6 or so in, to keep 5 or 6 or so in each one. So it's one of them, it only takes so much off the line type situations. Now I need 2 more arms for that one. So let's grab this. And now I should be able to easily make 2 more. Yeah? Oops, it's here. 1, 2. Make sure you're making the right ones. These run off coal. These run off electricity. And it'll tell you down there, max electric circuits, energy consumed, 12.6 watts. Energy consumption, 180. Energy consumption, 12.6. Burner inserter requires coal. Inserter does not. Inserter requires electricity. So let's put that one there and that one there. And then we need to run this line to there. There we go. Notice how it's grabbing it from the very edge of it, and it's still able to put it in there. You can run it past, but what will happen is you'll end up with some coal on there that it can't get to. So there's really no sense in doing it, but you can. It's not going to hurt anything. Let's put some coal in there. We'll take half. These are all waiting because I need to build a transit system. There's a trick to the transit system that you can use. Which is I will end up having 4 of them here in a few minutes. So you can take and do that number, and then you can run into it like this, and then let's make another 20 belts. Notice how the iron is now running out of it. And then what you can do is you can run into the top of it like that. Now any iron that comes from this side, from this direction, will be on this one side, the front side of the belt, the bottom side, and any iron that comes from this direction will go on the top side, which will let you fill your belt. These things dump out closest to them on the closest side of the belt. But when the belt hits this one, normal physics, it runs up this way, runs into that belt, and it gets drug along that bottom side because the belt's, that's where it hits it. Same thing with the top. This allows you to make your belts more efficient by using them this way. And just like here, I would go with another electric drill. And then I'll have what, one coming from the top, one, oh no, that's electric. Yeah, that's right. So let's go with this. We need to apply some electric power to it, like so. And then we need another one of these because it actually has to be under the yellow thing. Now it's spitting it out on there. And now we can take and we can extend our thing out. We can pick up our furnaces. And then we can put our furnaces down here, like so. Get off the block. There we go. Now we'll take and we'll make 2 inserters. Dum, 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 dum. That will then put iron into the inserter. And if we go on the back side, make 2 more. We can put 2 back here, pointing into the inserters. Or I mean into the furnaces. Then we can run electricity over to here. Like so. And you can tend to get most of it, if not all of it. I could set this up a little bit better, which I will. In fact, let's pick this one up. I can set this up a little better to where I can get all of it, if not, you know, dang near all of it. We'll do it like that, and then I'll do one there. Okay, and then we can take and put that inserter back right there, and then actually that's not going to work now that I look at it because I need well, no, that would have worked. Yeah, that'll work. And then what we need is more belts, so we need more iron. Do we have any more iron going? No, but we need some going. So we need to go like this and go like this. Fill that up so that it won't even grab. Now just let's produce some iron. We'll make enough belts. And that's good for these belts because that'll feed iron into these furnaces. But then what we need to do is then we need to run a belt over here branch it off of this one. So we'll come off of this one and then come up and then run the belt over. That's basically all I'm doing now. Notice how that coal is backed up. There's no, because it's run as much as it can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a splitter, which is a pretty cool device. Where's it at? Can I even make splitters yet? I might not be able to. I might have to research it. Yeah, I've got to research it first. But I can do the researching, which is under the Y. All right, why can't I? Oh, no, it's under T. I'm sorry. Under T. And one of these will let me make splitters. There it is right there, splitter. So I'll probably end up learning this one first, actually. Lets you do underground belts, fast inserters, and splitters, which we'll get into that more in the next episode. But you've seen the basic belt system and how to get stuff to places, how to lay the inserters that will take stuff off of something and put it in somewhere else for you, or it'll do it automatically. These I'll have to leave for a little bit because I don't have electrical ones yet. But that's all it is. I mean, you basically keep building and progressing and progressing. You will eventually build factories that will allow you, or what are they called? Assembling machines, which will allow you to go into it, designate what you want it to make, and then all you have to do is use belts and these guys to deliver the stuff to it, and then when they'll insert the stuff into it, it'll automatically make what you want. And then you can have one of these guys pointing away from it like that, and that will then drag the finished product out of it and put it on a belt. I mean, the game's awesome. You will soon see that this game is, oops, wrong way. You can hit R, and then I can come over here and I can hit F. Now, like, see all this iron? I can hold F and just pick it up. That will pick up off the ground. But we're at 40 minutes, so we're a little over. I will continue this in the next episode. Hopefully you're as excited about watching it as I am about playing it, and we will do a whole lot more. If you liked the episode, please like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate it. You guys, help me out a lot by doing so. And I will see you in the next episode. Have a great day.